If you are considering moving your business from online to traditional brick and mortar, this video is for you. Here are 3 things that you need to think about as it pertains to the finances surrounding brick and mortar setup for your business. 1. The rent. The rent is the most obvious thing. That's the biggest expense that you're probably going to have to put out. You're going to have to now commit every month to paying a monthly rental for the brick and mortar space, whether it be just on the street in your local community, if you're renting from someone, or if you're renting from a bigger commercial space like a mall. You have to be able to pay that rent every month, regardless of whether a single person walks into your store and purchases your product or service. Rent is going to be a big factor in your financial structure going forward. 2. Staffing. So now that you have a physical space, you're going to need people to man that space. Even if you are going to be there every day, you're probably going to need an additional resource, or even to pay yourself every day to be able to manage that space now, especially if you're a retail space. Maybe you're selling clothes, you're selling shoes, people coming in and needing assistance. You're probably going to need to have staff, because at any given point in time, you may have more than one person demanding your attention to see your products or ask questions about what you have to offer. So you're going to have to be now paying additional staffing resources, and that's a cost again that you're going to have to incur whether or not you have a sale actually occurring at the space. So think about your staffing resources that you're going to need, because that's an expense that you're going to incur. 3. Inventory. So when you have a store, you need to make sure that you have things to sell. This could be if you're selling perishable goods, like maybe you're selling food, or you're a bakery, you're selling goods, or you're selling clothes. When people walk into your brick and mortar space, they need to see that you have something on offer, right? How does it look if people walk into your store or walk into your establishment and there isn't much to offer? So you're now going to have to probably stock more just in the event that people walk into the store so that people could see, because now you're relying on people walking into the store. You don't know what they're coming to order. This is different as when you were in an online space where people were pre-ordering what they wanted, so you knew what people needed to get. In a store scenario, you're going to have to try to understand what the people are going to need. So you're going to have to try to stock a variety. So your inventory costs are going to be higher than previous, and that's a cost again that you're going to be factoring whether or not the sale happens. These are things that you're going to incur in the initial stages, especially to get the store up and running. And even if you're a service-based business, those 3 costs I mentioned are still relevant, minus the inventory, of course, right? But even if you're a service-based business and you're thinking about getting an office for you and possibly for you to work, or possibly your team to work, the logic still makes sense, right? You still have to consider that you have rent to pay and you still have the team to pay. You may not have walk-in customers, but what you need to do is balance the cost of the office with the contracts that you probably have for your services. Do you have enough of that coming in to cover those costs? So with that in mind, it's important when thinking about moving your business from online to brick and mortar, if that's the right move for you. These are just 3 examples, of course, that you might incur. There are other things to consider, but if you are a business that is thinking about making that switch and thinking that it's the right move for you, be sure that you are able to handle these costs. These costs could bankrupt you in the first year if you don't know how to manage it, right? So pay attention to these costs before making that move. I'm Andrea Raghu, your Virtual CFO, and I help drive success through better financial habits in your business. If you like this video, like and share, and let me know in the comments if this makes sense to you.